Dear parishioners and friends, it is our hope that you'll find this DVD inspiring and filled with good memories. It is hard to imagine only 25 years ago St. Patrick's started from its humble beginnings on Hope Lane and the Fireside Inn to become the vibrant, spirit-filled parish it is today. Thank you, and God's blessings on all who have made this DVD possible with their photos and memories. And a special thanks to Smokey for all his efforts in putting this DVD together. May we continue to seek to grow in God's joy and be a welcoming presence in God's Spirit to all. Happy anniversary.
My name is David Stover. Probably most of you know me by my nickname, Smokey. In celebration of the 25th anniversary of St. Patrick Parish, it has been my honor and privilege to produce the following presentation. Handing on the Faith is simply a pictorial story of St. Patrick Parish from its founding in 1987 through the present day. It is mostly a story of the faith community we have become. The pictures, commentary, and music are all from St. Patrick parishioners. I thank all of you who have so generously contributed to this project. I offer special thanks to Scott Aiken, our Director of Youth Ministry, for his tremendous talent with technical issues and his dedication to the project. Murky Baroni and Daniel P. Lewis of the Diocese of Palm Beach provided invaluable help with historical facts. Thank you to all of you who contribute so much to make St. Patrick's a successful, growing, and thriving parish. St. Patrick Parish actually got its start in 1970 when Archbishop Coleman F. Carroll, Archbishop of Miami, authorized the purchase of 11 1/2 acres of land off Prosperity Farms Road in Palm Beach County. This was truly an act of faith, as there was virtually no population in this area at the time. This land was purchased from a family named Gerline for $43,700. In 1984, this tract of land was transferred to the newly formed Diocese of Palm Beach. On September 29, 1987, Bishop Thomas V. Daly officially decreed the creation of St. Patrick Parish. 17 years had passed from the time of the original land purchase. Father Frank Guinan was named the first pastor of St. Patrick Parish. The first full weekend of Masses resulted in a total offertory of $864. For the first full year, Masses were held at the Fireside Inn, a restaurant in the bluffs of Juno Beach. Using voluntary labor, a temporary church was constructed on the land with a dedication Mass being held on December 10, 1989. This temporary church now serves as our parish hall. Construction of the permanent church was started in 1998. A dedication Mass was celebrated on January 23, 2000. I believe that the Holy Spirit has a home at St. Patrick. Through this project, I have become even more aware of all that is done to serve our community by the people working within the many ministries found here. As you watch this presentation, I hope you see yourself, your friends, your fellow parishioners. I hope it brings a smile to your face and lifts your heart. May God continue to bless St. Patrick Parish.
I was able to talk with Father Guinan to tell him that I thought that the McCarthys were going to relocate to the bluffs for the Fireside Restaurant, which they did. And he was able then to arrange with them that we had our first Mass in the restaurant, the Fireside Restaurant, in the Bluffs. And it was one of the nicest, probably a year or something like that, that we attended Mass. Might want to tell Father Guinan that there'll be 3 separate buildings available in the event that he would like to start off with those buildings and join them into a church, which we did. More than happy to find out Father Daly, to me is Father Daly, was coming to Palm Beach Diocese to head up the diocese, because I personally knew him in the Boston area as Father Daly, and he became a bishop between the time I first met him and the time that he came here, so that it was picking up an acquaintance that I knew very well. So I liked St. Patrick's to begin with, because of liking the people who were going to run the parish. I think it was Bishop Daly who told Father Guinan that I was an engineer, because that's the only way he could have found out. And Father Guinan wanted to know what kind of an engineer I was, and I told him a civil engineer. And the next question was, could you survey the land in order to find out what we own. I had to rent a transit, and I would have to pick up two people out of the parish, or two friends of mine, who would help with the survey work, which we did. And I think it took us about 3 weeks to clear the woods and the brush and the trees that were in the way for us to survey the property line. And we eventually finished our work, because I was on the building committee here for this church. And this church was originally planned to have balconies on both sides with seats and people to be able to see. And we planned to seat 1,300 people. But the bishop, for some reason, didn't want a 1,300-seat church, and that's why we have a 900-seat church now.
You know, before we got the plans of this church going, there was a committee, Father Guinan and several others, that traveled South Florida checking the various churches to see the type of construction and architecture that they had. And they came up with this particular setup of a church. And the thing that Guinan did not get his way, he got the church going, but he wanted a balcony in the back for the choir. Mm-hmm. And the bishop turned him down. He was furious because he didn't want the choir.
Well, the Guinan was furious.
Yeah. He wanted a choir. He didn't want it in front. The choir belongs in the back of the church and in a balcony. And unfortunately for Guinan, that was one of the things that he got turned. He got turned down on many things, but that was, I remember distinctly, because we were trying to get a nice design for the church for our parishioners.
They had, I guess, 4 masses even in those days.
Yeah, we had the mass.
And
yeah,
they were certainly pretty well attended. I mean,
yeah.
There was at that time, I think, there was a lot of growth in this area. Mm-hmm. And a lot of people coming down here from New England and New Jersey and New York and so on, many of them Catholic. So, you know, it came to be a matter of them looking around, going to the various churches, deciding the one they liked better, they liked best, and a lot of them were choosing St. Patrick's at that time. A lot of them were Irish. That may have had something to do with it.
It made a difference.
Yeah. And all priests were Irish, of course.
We lived through that and got it all done and put together, and we had mass there. And with, as I say, it wasn't one man or 2 men. It was the whole parish got together. Everybody volunteered to work. In fact,
I was fascinated with the construction. I had never seen a church under construction before, and it was fascinating to me how it all came about. So I was sort of an observer